Welcome to Kranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversations for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Kranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And let me know if you can hear me out there in YouTube land before I start. Make sure I'm not talking to myself. I think I checked my system and it works. So let me know if you can hear me. I'll withhold my main comments until I get confirmation that I can be heard clearly and I'm lucid, not lucid, the car manufacturer. Can you guys hear me? Bless up, Toughy Rudy. Ikaris. You guys can hear me, I assume. All right, good. Bless up, Sanjay. Ikarik, Sanjay, Ty, Dre, anyway, that come early. Dre must sit down and drive today. Bless up, Tycoon. Bless up. People, we have nothing to talk about. So the other, so you know what? Before I jump into the main topic today, let me go up on my list. You know, some hours I'm like a listing I'm going to talk about. But so I think I may have a variety at the same topic. So I'm going to touch upon, I'm not going to go into any social or political things. A lot's happening in that space. I'm going to just do football. I'm going to do some EPL first, and then I'm going to just go into the main topic because we have a lot to talk about this. This is a different kind of discussion about that topic. We did a very cursory topical discussion the other day. We didn't go in depth as we should, even though it was 2 hours and 44 minutes of the show. But today we'll dive deep and bring out some stuff. And it should be clearer in terms of direction of travel. So in terms of EPL, bless our presser. Bless our presser. And Wayne Evans. In terms of EPL, it's a really interesting time. Every year we say it's going to be the best EPL season. And every year they spend more money, which then bless up best as documentary, which then kind of suggests that, you know what, it's going to be better and better. Now, I think it's unfair for one team to have so much talent like Liverpool. It's not fair, people. You can't have people like Salah on your team and Diaz on your team. They lost Jota, which is unfortunate. But then you buy Ekitike and then look like you buy Isak too. All right? Crazy. It is sort of unbelievable, actually. Best of Twain, that they have so much resources. Now, they didn't spend money in the last 2 windows. I would say probably last 2.5 windows, frankly. So they had some dry powder, as you call it. I mean, they had money there. Then people. No, stop. Let me get vexed to them, man. Hit the like button, man. First of all, when I first came in, there were 11 likes and 7 people watching. And now we have 43 people and 20. Can't even see good. 25 likes. That don't make no sense, people. But it's unfair for Liverpool to have so much talent. I mean, might as well just get him the title and done. We're not hating on Liverpool. We're bringing out some things clear as day. We can't beat Liverpool with them firepower this season. What are you talking about? If you won the league on a canter last year, right? They only lost 2 games until the last few games where they couldn't lose a couple games. So you won the league on a canter. You have gotten better at right back. You have gotten better at left back. You have gotten better in the 10 position. You have gotten better double at center forward. Your 2 center half, them are world class center half. Your right back, maybe not the best defender in Frimpong, but better than Trent in terms of defending. And he's also an attacking fullback. Kirkes is a wonderful player. Right? You already have McAllister and Shabazz. You have Wirtz and Gravison. I mean, you can only play 3 of them, actually, and you have 4 of them. And then you have Gakpo, Diaz, you have Ekitike, you all have Isak, you have Salah on the right. I mean, it's just not fair. The 1 year where we look like we're going to be in a better position, we got Gyökeres, and we're not sure we're going to get Eze. I don't think we're going to get Eze. I would love to have Eze, by the way, more so than Madueke. I don't understand that decision. I'm not going to knock Madueke. He's a good player, and I don't mind having him on the team, but I'm not buying him instead of Eze. I know they play different positions. I know he's mainly a right winger who can play on the left, and Eze plays in the middle. But you need people to bamboozle people and score when people start playing low block on you. Or when you play some of the better team, you need somebody who can mesmerize people. We don't have that in the team. Everybody's sort of bland players, apart from Nwaneri, who has some skill, and maybe Saka on the right. Martin Elliott, I look for a change on the ground. I don't know how that's going to work. So it does appear that Liverpool have the league sewn up already. And we want him to start yet? That don't make no sense, people. Bless up Odell. Now, I know Chelsea fans are going to think that they're in the mix. And they will do a good job this season, but they're in the mix. It's a one-team league, a one-team race, and then all of we have fight for second, third, and fourth. Which is unfortunate. Isak may cost them 130 to 150. If I was Newcastle, I'd sell him. Isak is injury prone. You know, the brilliant footballer. You can get 130 for him. You can buy Sesko for about 70. You can then take the remaining 60. I'm going to get another forward. Go buy Ali Watkins. Buy 2 center forward. Ali Watkins can play out wide. I'll get another dynamic winger. I'll go buy Douglas Luiz, who you sold because you had PSR issues. Go buy Douglas Luiz. Kranky, but some respect on Chelsea name, please and thanks. No. Chelsea won the World Club Championship when everybody was tired, wanted to go on vacation, and nobody really gave a, you know what, except there's a lot of money. That's a fact. Look at how PSG played. That's not a PSG team who won the Champions League. So good to Chelsea. And Chelsea have a lot of young kids, so them can't get tired. So good to Chelsea. Good win. They bought about 7 or 8 players. Nobody who's exceptional, though. Gittins, Pedro, Estevao. I mean, they've bought a lot of good players, but that's how they buy. Young, give them 10-year contract, sell them off someone and let them sell us Madueke. The Chronicle show. We'll do some Chronicles tonight. Some Chronicles. No, we have a nice program lineup, people. Talk about, we are talking about mainly. But we are going to the gears and talk some EPL first. We have enough to talk about. So it's going to be interesting, actually, to see how it works out. And then Man U, who's the biggest club in the world, that's Drew Ross's team. They will be better this year because they have Mboimo and they have Cunha, even though here is a problem child. They need midfield. They need legs, though. People, any team you have. To me, apart from your goalkeeper and your center forward, the most important position is the midfield. Your midfield is an imperative. Okay? If your stomach don't work good, nothing else don't work. Behind you, a problem. In front of you, a problem. You got to be able to defend your defense, and you have to be able to give your forwards opportunity to go score and to progress forward. So if you don't have the midfield, and Chelsea has a decent midfield. Lavia is always injured, but Caicedo has been brilliant. Fernandes has gotten better. Cole Palmer is brilliant. So yeah, Chelsea should be good. Their forward, to me, their defense is where the problem is. James is good, Gusto is good, but Colwell in the middle and the other players in the middle, not buying it. Who you have in your midfield, Drew? Who you have in the midfield? Ugarte is decent, but he hasn't adapted to the Premier League as well as he probably should. Casemiro is my age. That tells you a lot. Meno had a drop off in the second half of the season. Fernandes doesn't play defense. I don't know. Bless up, Mr. Elm. 2 years time in Man U may get, but here's the problem for you, Mr. M. Everybody in the top 6 getting better. So when somebody say I'm going to get better in 2 years, you may get brilliant in 2 years. I don't know how you can get brilliant. You have so much debt and so much money problems. Even though you have a lot of money, you have a lot of. When you get rid of the huge salaries, like the Sancho salary and the Rashford salary, at some point you'll be in a better place, right? You pay people too much money. That's the first thing, which we are going into right now. But our players are sellable. Yours are not. So, 2 years time you'll be good. Liverpool ain't gonna get worse. Liverpool may lose Salah, but they have Ekitike and they have Isak. So, at the end of the day, they're still gonna be good. I mean, Van Dijk may be gone by then in 2 years. Konate is going to Real Madrid next year. So they'll have to rebuild the center of their defense. But they're left and right back, they're covered. Midfield, they're covered. They just got to replace Salah on the right, Van Dijk in the defense, and Konate in the defense. They're good to go. Right? They're good to go. They're not building to hit Real Madrid. Real Madrid, people, you guys are overrating Real Madrid. Real Madrid has no defense. Real Madrid can't defend themselves. That's where, and they got by Trent. They can't defend themselves, and they have Trent on their team, who is even he's one of the worst defenders in football. Period. One of the worst defenders in football. Whenever I talk about Trent is the best right back, I sit back and think to them, I'm confused. Does a right back play defense or play offense? Because going forward, he's brilliant. He can't defend. If you look up in the air as a forward, he runs off the field. Cannot defend himself. So Real Madrid only got worse defensively. Yeah, they may be good offensively. Mbappe doesn't play defense. Trent doesn't play defense. Vinicius Jr. doesn't play defense. Oh, Lord. Madrid ain't going no place. Bellingham can't save them. They ain't going no place. You don't have to sell Diaz. No, you have to sell Diaz or Nunez. You have to. That's what you're buying based. You're buying based on that. You're buying with Diaz. You expect to get about 60, 70 for Diaz, another 50, 60 for Nunez. That 110, so you probably have 20 million out your pocket you need to spend. You have to it's probably that most people apart from Bayern and the two La Liga team and PSG don't have that money. You look across the entire Europe, very few teams can afford those prices. Dortmund doesn't, they buy and sell players. Leipzig doesn't. Atletico Madrid may be one who probably can afford some of that, but even they're having some challenges. Yeah. No, Mr. M, you're going to just be in the fighting for 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's what you can find it for. England starting 6 is outside the EPL. Is that history? What do you mean they're starting 6? What do you mean they're starting 6 RR? No, Diaz wants to go, Sanjay. It's not about keeping him. He wants to go. I don't think you have choice about keeping him. He wants to go. He will be going. He's putting pressure on him to go. Sometimes players push to leave a certain place and then they end up not doing well. I haven't seen any Arsenal player push to go to La Liga, for example, and do well. But it was Anelka. Henry did okay. I'm thinking about Arsenal players who went there. What's the name of the player? Was the highest sold Arsenal player for a while? I can't remember his name. Hleb, Hleb. He was one of the ones who did brilliant for Arsenal 1 year, went to Barca and failed miserably. That is a Barca team that Barcelona is a team that, but Liverpool didn't spend no money last season, so they're going hard with that cash. Yeah, no, they didn't. You're right, Tycho. They didn't. They saved their money in the dry powder and then they're spending it like it's going out of control. Or there's an England politics mash up Chelsea team when we had an owner with unlimited cash because of Putin linking. No, your owner did a lot of illegal things. Your owner played people under the table. Your owner was a crook. Your owner was a crook. In fact, he was a crooked where him come from. I'm a crook when him leave. And him crook when him did it. Your owner did a lot of stuff. And the Premier League, people, money can't buy you anything, you know. First of all, he shouldn't have been allowed to be an owner, given the rules that the EPL have. But no, them see the money. Them want the money. He came in, dominated. But then how did he get his money when he was where he was? Go look up his history on how he get his money. And when he came there, he was paying people under the table. So they weren't on his books. So he didn't have the PSR financial fair play problems because he was doing things illegally. So, yeah. Fabregas was played out of position gunners. It wasn't the same Fabregas who went to Barcelona, right? They started playing in a false nine because Iniesta, Busquets, and Xavi could not be replaced. So Fabregas didn't really enjoy his time there. That's why he came back to England. I think he made a mistake going to Barca. I mean, he won Champions League, but it didn't work out well for him. Rich people corrupt. That's an interesting comment. That's from somebody who's very young, I assume. Not all rich people corrupt. That's not a true statement. I don't agree with that. I think some are corrupt, but not all rich people corrupt. That's like saying all Jamaicans corrupt, and then some people lose their mind. Not all Jamaicans corrupt. Some are corrupt, like in every society. But there is degrees of corruption, and there's degrees of bad behavior. And some society have it more than others. But no, not all Jamaicans corrupt, not all rich people corrupt. Can't say that. How do you define rich? Rich depends on where you live, actually. So in the US, they will use numbers to drive what is deemed to be rich. But some people may be rich in God. They may be rich in how they feel. They may be rich in health, right? So it depends. Gunnar says, when me rich, me I go corrupt. Rich, everybody define rich differently, right? Most people define rich in terms of money. But some rich people, not on health. So are they really rich? Are they poor in health? They're not rich in health. All YouTubers are corrupt. I think you're misinterpreting what corrupt means. You know? I think you're misinterpreting what corrupt means, Mr. L. I think you're misinterpreting what corrupt means, Mr. L. Not all rich people are corrupt. Not all. Most YouTubers. I don't think most YouTubers are corrupt. You know? They may be conflicted. They may not do things the right way, but you have everything but the thing corrupt. Corruption is always associated with people who are in the public domain, have access to public resources, or engage with public. That's sort of a definition of corruption in a sense, but it's not really the pure definition, right? And it always involves things where money is involved in some respects, right? But if you talk about corruption, people may do things inappropriate, doesn't mean they're corrupt, right? But no, is anyone at the JFF corrupt? I have no idea. I don't cast aspersion on anyone unless I have evidence. That's being said in numerous forums. I don't say it because if I don't have evidence, I can't say something. Plus, nowadays, I've said this numerous times, the Jamaican defamation laws are draconian. They're meant to protect the politicians in Jamaica. Jamaica defamation laws are meant to protect the politician, nobody else. I think the laws are basically unfair, to be honest. Like, you can't say nothing about nobody. Seriously. So, and you see people that get sued. Somebody that gets sued right now, more than one. Not two people that get sued, me know. One of them a YouTuber. Huh? And the person that gets sued, me know hear from the person, you know. Ratted. That person was always in the public domain. I said something. Wow, cat got him tongue. Man gets sued, man, shut up. Smart thing to do. Don't make it worse. You pay some money. I'm sure say the person that bring the suit, if they never have a good reason for bring it, and I have good evidence, and I have ability to substantiate their position, they wouldn't bring the suit. Because it just costs money to bring suit. Even for family members, I represent you. Come, people, hit the like button, people. All right, so what else may I have on my list before we jump in at the main topic? Because I know if I talk about that topic tonight, you know. What else I have to talk about? Let me look at my list, people. You know what? I'll jump in at the topic. If I YouTube, I live in America, can them sue from Jamaica? Yeah, but it's a very difficult. You can. Actually, I looked that up, people. Because, you know why I look it up? Because the Jamaican laws basically says, even if you, as the YouTuber, so you host the channel, you have a media company, even if you didn't say anything inappropriate, if somebody come on your channel and say something, you could be held liable. It's much harder to sue somebody from Jamaica in the US. right? US libel laws and defamation laws are much more stricter, especially with public officials. So I'm gonna give you an example. If you're part of the JFF organization as a public official, quote unquote, you have to be a politician. It's hard for you to produce defamation, right? Unless this person was being malicious and they said something when they know was totally inaccurate. You may say somebody corrupt, but you don't know it's inaccurate. You may get it from different sources. So, yeah. So, Kranky, you never evidence for some people or for everyone. No, I'm trying to get evidence for anything I do in life, you know. I mean, if you hear me come out and say something, I must have gotten some good. So, not every time you're going to have evidence, right? Because somebody telling you something on evidence. So you try to rely upon your source, you try to corroborate your source, and you try to get the evidence, maybe something on paper. Quite a few times we come in and we get things on paper, you know. And we look upon and they look authentic, and we can say, okay, we can run with it. We not just run, come talk, come love run from out a number of times. And sometimes you get information, you want to broadcast it, but you're reluctant because for different reasons, right? You don't want to cast aspersions on people when something may not be accurate. And sometimes you get information from good sources, but the source is not totally accurate, or you get it from two different sources and it doesn't align. And then some people try to manipulate you. Because there's a lot of people just think they're just smarter than you and they can use you and they can guide you and they can position you where they want to. And you're sitting there listening to them and smiling, just saying, okay, let's play the game. If you think that's how it works, let's play the game, because I'm not that smart. So we're going to play the game. You're going to do your thing. You're going to tell me what you want to tell me. I'm going to listen to you, and then I'm going to come out as to where I come out. You may think you can influence my perspective, but hey, good luck. Because I can't even influence my own perspective, so good luck. Come people, 88 people, 66 like. We don't like to do on this channel. We don't like when our likes are below the number of people watching. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So, all right, people, enough of that talk about EPL and all that. Now jump in the topic. So I'm going to start by saying, welcome to Kranky Live. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know, anybody want to subscribe, let them subscribe. Okay, up on the channel, we don't know bias, we don't know fluff. Well, we just talked some fluff a while ago, but we don't know much fluff. Rephrase that. But try to give you a substance. Do I think Jamaica's football is conflicted? So, okay, so I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said to me, everybody at Jamaica conflicted. They don't mean every single person. They just think that conflict is innate to Jamaica. So innate, so that means you're born with it tonight. It's part of your DNA. I don't think exactly that way, but maybe the size of the island affects some of that. But Jamaica's conflict is everywhere. Bless up, Gunners. Well done, Gunners. Hope you get to 5,000 soon. Good run. Glad to hear that, my youth. So gives a Kranky Live. How all the evidence was right in front of you about some of the people that you like not at the level for international football, but you don't use it. You know why, DJ? Because sometimes we interpret evidence differently. We may both get the same evidence and we interpret it differently. Yeah. Links run Jamaica, man. Jamaica's all about links. All about links. I was talking to somebody senior the other day and he must tell me the same thing. Who live in Jamaica? Man says a links country. Because he uses the links enough. In fact, he give me a situation or scenario where me listen to the man and myself said, damn, I said Jamaica run for true. So you have to have contacts and you have to have money. Now, tonight's discussion is about the Jamaica coaching situation. As you know, there's a rumor, which to me is no longer a rumor. I don't know a rumor. Because a rumor can be false. You know, a rumor thing. There's when I say a fuck say it happen, but I'd be shocked if it doesn't happen. Let's put it that way there. Based on the conversation I've had this week. So Rudolph Speid, who personally interviewed and recommended Steve McClaren for Jamaica's head coaching job, is now rumored. I'll change the word rumored. It's now being said. Rumored sound like a fictitious thing, a conspiracy. He's going to step in as an assistant to McLaren. Now, he didn't say if he's first, second, or third assistant. But if me know Rudolph a little bit, Rudolph can't assist nobody. Sorry.
I'm sorry for saying that. You know, if the Rudolph I mean no, who I've spoken to a few times, I'm interpreting right. So the evidence that we get, right? The evidence we get from engaging Rudolph, him can't assistant to nobody. He can't even be assistant to himself. Him like a me. He can't even be assistant to himself, much go assistant to somebody else. I'm not care who the person is. It's gonna be interesting on this workout. Kranky, be careful of those dinner meetings. No man. People. Here's the problem we have. You want to digress a little bit, people. Here's what I notice. And it's about persuasion. There's certain persuasion of people who have African descent who believe that to be effective in this world and to show, say, you're the person, you have to beat your chest, and you have to burn out people, and you have to do XYZ, right? They believe that. But a lot of times, they're ineffective because they show their hands. You know, I've been in an environment where we know people in my workplace. We're not of my persuasion, not like each other people. They test each other. But when they have to go get business done, you will think they're the best friends ever. Because nothing can interfere with them business and their money. Nothing. No hate, no frenemy, no enemy, nothing. But we believe that, you know what? We have to show how tough we are or bad we are or this. So we can't sit and break bed with somebody who, I'm not saying Speid that enemy, no. Far from it, frankly. But we may have disagreement, but I don't dislike Speid, and I hope he doesn't dislike me. He may, but I don't know if he does. But I don't. Rudolph would tell you, come have a conversation with him. You know what? Me jot down some notes. Me read it. Rudolph would tell you a couple things. One is he believes I pick on him, right? He believes I pick on him personally. Well, first of all, he knows or he believes that when his name come up, we get views, which is true. When Rudolph come up, you get views. And everybody in media follow what the story is. Just like how the Epstein thing I run hot nowadays. And the media now let go of it because that generate views. Or generate people listening and watching program. And the same thing. But Rudolph put himself in a position where he's the topic of conversation. So he believes I pick on him because we had a conversation. Right? And I said nothing secret. He believes I'm unfair to him. He believes there are conflicted persons. I don't call them out. And that's fine. But listen to this, though. And I said to him, I'm going to say what conversation we had. I haven't talked to him about this, but I'm not saying anything that's secret. I've called out other people. I called out Dennis when he was with the JFF for certain things, especially when he went to the girls, related to the girls. I called out the president, even though I like the president a lot. I think he's a gentleman. He's got charisma. I call him out of his poor leadership a lot of times. Right? I will call out players. I call out toxic boss. I call out other people. My job here is not just to beat people and call them out, but me call them out. If I believe that they should be called out in the public domain, I'm going to call them out. Right? So I am not picking on Rudolph, even though Rudolph will tell you that he believes I'm picking on him. Seriously, he does. He thinks I'm unfair to him. And I don't want to be unfair to him, to be honest. But if him in a public domain and I cover something in one era, me cover, and maybe if I do some things I may not totally agree with me, I have to call him out. Now, I was told recently, so we'll talk about Rudolph a lot, but I digress a little bit. I don't call a taxi boss enough. Well, no. I don't because it's so bad, Gunners, I don't want to talk about him. Him so toxic, I just want to leave toxic alone. So I say, him so terrible, I just want to leave. Them people there, you don't even call them out because you just don't want to affiliate with them. You don't want to around them. You don't want to see them. When I went to Jamaica, and I did see him, I saw him, but then I didn't even look upon him. Because I said, I not even want to engage in them on there. No one there on them. People like that, you stay away from. Right? You stay away from. Me engage Rudolph. Because people think Rudolph, XYZ. Me understand Rudolph. But me not engage toxic boss. Me not there on him. Me not want to see him. Me not want in the vicinity. No, so. Rudolph, a different story. Me engage with Rudolph. Me talk to Rudolph. You know, something Rudolph don't want to talk to me. But Rudolph is not true that I don't criticize other persons, but Rudolph always their own. Rudolph make it easy. Rudolph say we get money off of him. Rudolph tell me, say, boy, Emir say, YouTuber tell him, say, boy, when him name come up, they make a certain amount of money. Me make about $10. So I mean like my $10. So me I work for the $10. Work for $10. But it's news, and you have color. And news like this, you have to run them. The news have to run until September, you know. In fact, the news have to run for the rest of the year. I mean, I run it to Midfield if you run. And I also heard that players are complaining about YouTubers, especially about a certain YouTuber, right? I heard that players are complaining. Let me tell the players them this. You know what? I'm going to take a drink first. I'm going to talk to the players them. Now I get more than $10 presser. Players, don't stop it. Players, don't stop moan about YouTubers that criticize them. Don't stop. You know why not to stop? Because when you go back on the club, nobody criticizes players like people in Europe, for example, or any other places where they have supporters. They get, and I watch some of those people. If you play for a certain team, even worse than others, you get slaughtered. Why YouTuber videos say, oh, you know what? You played brilliantly, even though you stink up the joint. Like, really? They shouldn't say anything? And this was you providing analysis and perspective? Oh, no, stop, man. Stop. No, some people may go overboard. No doubt about that. But no, stop it, man. Stop talking about say, we'll not get criticized too much. That's nonsense. I don't know, like certain YouTuber kind of criticizing them. Well, not feel like we. But at the end of the day, criticism comes with the territory. No, you're not complaining when you get praise, you know. No, you're not complaining, so you don't get praised too much, you know. No, you're nobody say, you know what, the money give me too much flowers, you know, my youth. The money praise me too much, you know, me play good, you know, me praise me too much. No, I'm hey, my youth, hey, you know, hold up on them praise there. But don't get criticism when I come complain and I carry on. No, I'm gonna stop, man. Stop. We appreciate the players. We want the players to do well, but it's human nature to call out people when they're not playing well. If your farm is going to be playing well, you get the flowers. If it's not, it's extreme, you know. There's nothing in the middle. And if people are talking about you, a good thing. Yes, some people may go too far, Patrick, not disagreeing, but people have to expect that they will get criticized in public domain. Tycoon, we'll get to all of that, Tycoon. We'll get to all of that. You know, you see me, I jump back and forth with the speed thing. Yeah, Odell, in England, it's off the chart. Look at Madueke people. Man, them come to Arsenal, they might run. They want to run him away. They have petition saying for signs they never come to Arsenal. Like them name a Kranky and then can buy a player. And enough of them broke. But and them want people spend 100 million and then no money for them. But they're gonna try to make some money themselves. See? But anyway. So I don't want the players my complain, but them get criticized too much. Yeah, somebody go overboard, yeah, you can push back, yes, but come on. I don't know who complain in press. I can't put up that comment. I can't nobody name, but me some players that complain, don't stop complaining, players. Stop. Can't get no praise. When I do well, don't get praise. So take the complaint with the praise. Don't just look on the complaint alone or the pushback alone and we get the praise, you know, complain about the praise. Then complain about the praise then. We just talk about it then. Couple of things. So the man who hired the coach, so I go back on speed now. I mean, when Rudolph said this guy, Rudolph maybe watching program now, he might cost me. But that's how you go. He might cost me. The man who helped hire the coach will be, I said might be no more, you know. I said will be the man standing beside him. And possibly, and more than possibly, the one lineup to replace him. And we're not talking about speculation, people. We know Rudolph. So I thought Rudolph's ambition, to be honest, was to run the JFF. But more recent information I've gotten from some source, not only from YouTube, but from other source, because I had some conversation with some people, and a cataract. I don't want to say cataract, and a cataract. I have conversations with somebody when me totally convinced, say Rudolph won the job. So here's the question, people. And by the way, people, you have to know this. The JFF board has to approve Rudolph as the assistant coach, right? So, and I like say Rudolph or just say me I come at me I be assistant coach and so. This is a JFF decision. They're not just Rudolph. I know Rudolph have power in JFF. Enough power. But this is not just Rudolph. I said, why me out to the coach and him just do it. No, the JFF board have to approve it, and the president have to approve it. The president's part of the board too. Last time I was talking about something now. I think there are haters in this world. But we get to that, Boss Thomas. Oh, they say, but Kranky, in all honesty, I see YouTubers wrongfully bash Busy and certain local players when they didn't select themselves. Nothing wrong to criticize them. Well, they don't want, and I'm really busy, they want to bash them Odell. I don't want to make excuses for nobody. I think they're just frustrated because they have other players they believe should be in the team. And if you are in the team, right, so Busy shouldn't, I've said this before, Busy shouldn't get criticized. Busy don't pick himself. Right? Busy is a footballer, he's a professional footballer, he's trying to play, he's doing his best. So those players shouldn't get bashed. He can get criticized for how he played, but not because he went in the team. But you are going to always hear this question about he's in there in place of XY, like in place of Mudderfield, for example. Is that fair, right? And those are fair questions. And those questions will be asked, but he shouldn't get bashed and denigrated because he got in the team because the coach picked him. So I'm going to go back to Speed. Don't keep going back and forth, people, because keep me off track. Keep me off track. So we're going to ask the big questions tonight, people. Some big questions we ask. Big question, people. So now write them down. The first one is this, people. Is this support? Is Rudolph Speid supporting McLaren, or is this succession planning? Now, you hear me always talking about succession planning is an imperative, right? When you hire a coach, you're supposed to have 2 coach lineup. It look like JFF have 1 coach lineup, right? Because to me, if Rudolph go join, Rudolph no assist nobody, people. Let me say this again. Rudolph no assist business. People like Rudolph no assist people. Them run things. As I say, Jamaica, them run things. Things are run them. Then run things. Them run them. So is he supporting McLaren, or is it succession planning? Second question: is McLaren in full control, or is it a transitional figure? And frankly, it's a transitional figure because he's able to get us to the World Cup. So that question is also like self-explanatory. The larger part of the question then is Speid as a transitional figure, bringing in Speid, what's the rationale? Succession planning, yes. McLaren is a transitional figure. The last question is, are the players, the fans, and even the federation ready for what's coming? Right? So let's answer each of those questions. But before I do that, I'm going to jump into the chat and hear some of your comments. DJ said, Kranky Live, based on what you say, you don't think that they should refuse the call-up because they're not at the level? No, they shouldn't refuse the call-up. Hey, me no care what level. What do you mean refuse call-up DJ gigs? You get a chance to play for your country. The man them call you. You don't call yourself. You refuse the call-up and say what? DJ gig did it on drugs. Rotted. Refuse call-up. And call-up give you exposure. Call-up may get contract. No, sir. Jump on the call-up, my youth. Just like that, at this time I got Turkey. Even though I think my youth pin up the other day, this pin up lose people trust the other day. I digress. By the way, before we go further, people. Me can't spend a day and a half. I put together a video. I don't know how to watch a video. Me just drop a track and field video today. A day and a half, I put it together. A day and a half, spend I put it together. So me vex. So me say me now do more video stuff. Me so do live. Because me look on the likes on the video. Me say the likes and the views. Me say, okay, how you do think this? So if you have not watched my video on track and field talking about Jamaica's return to sprinting dominance, please go watch it. Because I think it's good, but that's me. Maybe that's my ego. I think the video is good, so go watch the video, people. But back to the football. I keep digressing, but back to the football. Yeah, Gunners. If you refuse, you can't refuse call-up, man. You may never get another one. There's nothing like seeing you play for your country, no, people. When you have your resume, you play for your country, there's nothing like that. Nothing. Most players, every time you hear Englishman talk, they try to play for their team so they can get the coach to see them so they can play for them country. Even when they make enough money. Everybody want to play for them country. Kranky, Australia, the pre-recorded views, man. Yeah. We may have done something wrong. Because I thought the video was good. I'm gonna get the likes. People, 148 people, 106 likes. Those numbers don't work. When you first came in, there was a request for you to hit the like button. Please do so. So Rudolph went from interviewer to assistant. So let's go into it. Let's go to facts first, people. Rudolph was on a panel that interviewed McLaren for the Reggae Boyz. When Rudolph was talking about the process, he talked about the fact that he met McLaren in COVID when they're trying to develop this youth development program. McLaren worked for FIFA. I guess they built a report from that, right? And he said they got tons of resumes, but I think the decision was predetermined. And yours truly will put his hand up and say this. I said it was a wrong hire. I said we should go for a Spanish coach, a Spain coach, not a Spanish coach. a Spain coach. Because we need to learn how to play football. And I was, my thoughts, obviously, I'm a YouTuber, so it doesn't really matter. But I think I'm being proven correct. So DJ Gigs, we start beating both evidence. Go look that one up. They pan more than one tape. I talk about that. More than one tape. Not even my own channel and other people's channel. So Rudolph was the one who oversee the interview process, recommended the board to hire Steve McClaren when they hired McLaren, right? Some people say Rudolph hire him, but him oversee the process. Now, if you hire somebody, you become the assistant coach, or, as I mentioned before at the outset, is a bigger thing being planned than you being an assistant coach. That's not just rare, you know. It's strategic, it's bold, and it's potentially problematic if I think about it. Right? You know what I do? I write a song about it. I know something like write song. I write a song about it. In fact, I think about the song, and then before the show done, I may even run 2 or 3 lines coming to my head during the process. This move changed the entire power dynamics, you know, of the technical staff. I mean, you chair technical committee, you run your own team, you dip on the board, and now you're assistant coach. Now I assume, and I think that's going to be the case. The question is, how does McLaren view Rudolph? A supporter, an insider, or a rival? Interesting. And how does Rudolph adjust from being an evaluator to being a subordinate when he has eyes for the top job? I must admit, me kind of confused. I think about these things because, you know, I thought through these things and I'm confused. Me, I work for you. I have had this before in my career. Somebody work for me and they undermine me. In fact, it's going to be part of my book, people. It's one of those things where you can't make up. You can't make up. I've had that. Now, I'm not saying Rudolph going to undermine the coach, but I tell you, I've been through it. Somebody working for me, undermining me, trying to take my job. It didn't end well, by the way. Not for me. It didn't end well. So, if I've been through it, it may not end well, but it's not going to be bad for Speed, that's for sure. Here's another question. Kevin said, now we know why Coley couldn't get an interview. Gigi said, Kranky, I heard you that said, if you get a Spain coach, and I did say on one of your shows that many of the players that you like won't get a call up. Yeah, but I don't mind them not getting a call up if they're not good enough DJ gigs. You're confused when it comes to me on DJ gigs. No mind them not getting a call up. They're not good enough. Said Jura, same I deal with that right now. No, man, it's bad people. When somebody undermine, you know, and in my case, the person who was undermining me was charismatic, smart, well liked. I mean, sort of new to the company. So it was really interesting. But I won't digress into that because it's part of the book, man, right? At some point, so we can't talk about it now. I do like I'm winding from CNN, Jake Tapper. Keep them thing down the wraps. They come out in my book. That thing, people, is like a soap opera. It's amazing what transpired, and I can laugh about it now. It wasn't funny when it was going on, though. So did McLaren approve this, people? That's the question. Because this is critical, right? Let's be honest. This is critical. Did McLaren ever say in the appointment of Rudolph? I mean, I call it rumor now, people. Unless something drastic happened, it'll happen. Unless there's a drastic change, it'll happen. From me here. And what I mean, no. I'm not talking about what YouTubers say and what them say. From what I've learned more recently, it'll happen. In professional football, head coaches choose their assistant people. Nobody can choose your assistant because when you lose, you own it. They surround themselves in any business, in fact, not even in football. If you're an executive in any professional environment and it translates to sport, you want loyalists around you, right? And I was thinking about somebody who tried to undermine me. He was not a loyalist. And I can't wait to write my book to talk about what happened. He wasn't a loyalist and he was trying to undermine Because when people are your loyalists, they don't have an affiliation. They don't have that desire to ensure success. Right now, this is a little bit different in some respects in that JFF won the World Cup, so that's probably part of the reason why he's going to be there. But you surround yourself with trusted people who can rely upon, who you know have your back. If somebody come in the management, most time they don't have your back. So if Rudolph was pushed onto the bench by the JFF, that sends a loud message. McLaren is not in control. And this is a managed arrangement, not a unified one, meaning him no say night, management decide, management that run the thing. Him just did it. My figurehead. Now we have some more things to talk about him, my figurehead. And let's say McLaren say, you know what? Show me the absentee coach, may I accept it. Was it a genuine agreement? Or just him just decides to do it, you know? Can we avoid the drama? And it'd be embarrassing for him to quit now. Because quitting now before the last 6 games, and you have a chance to go World Cup, and you may get it, and the opposition have some challenges, but it's not the best opposition out there. You don't want to give that up. I refer say maybe going there for internship. Yeah, interesting. In Speed, I don't know Speed enough. Speed 9 turn for nobody. Kranky, tell the people that a lot of people in the JFF not happy with this decision, also JPL. But Tycoon, the board have to sign off, you know. The board has to sign off. Damien says any coach who's worth his salt would lead the JFF, would lead the moment Speed is introduced as assistant. We'll see. So what is Rudolph's end game, right? Because in either way, we have a setting for some kind of confusion or worse, conflict. Right? Let's not dance around these people. Rudolph Speid, in my view, in fact, not in my view, he said it on Sportsmax. He wants their coaching job. Right? And he's prepared himself for this job. How has he done so? I've been told by someone, and I saw somebody text more than one person, he's the most successful coach in Jamaica's history, locally. And it's for the national team. He has success with Cavaliers. They have done well financially and done well on the field. He's chaired the technical committee. I can't say I have success with that now. You know what? Let me take a step back here, man. Me talk about the coaching part, because the administrative part, I can't say no success today. He's chaired the technical committee. That's all I can say about that. He selected, hired, and fired coaches, except he fired the coach who do well, and he keep the one who do so well. Because that's a little bit reverse, isn't it? He's involved in driving youth development pathway. He set up the whole coaching setup, even though he said he had some, at the first time, every speech, him have assistant, people help him do it, because Rudolph always have him do it by himself, But he and Pierce and all them and people, them set up the coaching team, which is a very good thing, by the way, and will derive benefit for Jamaica holistically. Right? He deep involvement in team selection. He may say no involvement in team selection. Me think involvement in team selection. Yes, certain people couldn't get in his squad. He's acquired most of the requisite license, except for the pro license, which he's working on. And let me say something also. I have never seen anyone, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. When I think about national team, or I think about coaching, Rudolph is unique in people. Let me just say this. You know why Rudolph is unique? Rudolph is a managing director in 2 organizations, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, when I was in Jamaica, I met him for dinner. He was at a meeting till like 8:30 at night, part of a company. I didn't know that works. Bless up Dr. Them. I didn't know that work because when we used to work in a corporate, we never have time to do nothing else except the YouTube, like late night. Couldn't, but Rudolph seemed to have a lot of flexibility. So, because maybe I run things, probably run the company. Then. So, Rudolph is Rudolph have enough hat now. He's on the Monroe board. I'm on Titchfield board. He's the sporting director for Cavaliers. He's the coach for Cavaliers. He's the owner of Cavaliers. So that's 5 things already. He's the JFF technical committee head for the moment. He's going to be the assistant coach for the national team. So that's 7. I think he'll probably give up the technical director role or then put it on pause. It don't work anyway. the whole technical committee thing at JFF will get disbanded. It not really work. So if you just get up. So he'll be part of the you probably give that up, become technical thing. One thing I learned though, and now he'll add getting international experience. Coach McLaren, it done. Don't matter. It done. He have all the experience. He was a businessman. He have him one team. He have assistant coach in international experience. He have all the experience he need. What else he need? Right? What's the word that can happen? Yeah. I don't know. So I would say this. There's very few people who is involved in business on a day-to-day basis who is also a full-time coach. That's a very rare thing. That means he has flexibility in the business that he's involved in. Must be. Right? Because you can't be a full-time coach for a professional team, even though Jamaica is a little bit different in terms of how they operate, in terms of, games he played at a certain time, not necessarily 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day. Someone says he's also a sporting director for a school team. So the man asleep. Man work 24/7 asleep. Oh, Joseph Brown, please. Who gives a damn about schoolboy football? Seriously. He's the most successful coach in Jamaica. If a schoolboy football no use people, no stop it. If a schoolboy football uses a criteria of being successful in Jamaica, no stop it. Stop it. Please stop it. He's won the Caribbean Shield twice in a row and been in CONCACAF. No other Jamaican coach can do it no twice in a row. Stop it, man, but schoolboy football. There's levels, people. Let me just say this, because I may get perturbed now. There's levels, people. There's levels in life to things. Levels. Schoolboy football is not a judge for anything in Jamaica, except for progress go JPL. Right? Don't use schoolboy football as being a criteria to assess somebody's competence in Jamaica's football. Because most of the kids who come out of football high school, they're not excellent players. Some of them are halfway decent players. We haven't produced the schoolboy football is the academy of football in Jamaica, and it's done a poor job, a horrendous job. Don't produce one midfielder ever. So don't use. Me don't want to beat you up, Joseph Brown, too much, but don't use schoolboy football. Speid has been Jamaica probably most successful coach. There are other coaches in Jamaica who have been successful. But if you go to CONCACAF 2 years in a row, even though he hasn't scored a goal yet, I keep reminding him. There ain't nobody but successful. Come on. It's not even close. But he's getting his license too. So he's the most qualified coach from a licensing standpoint in Jamaica's history. Because we don't know a Jamaican coach who went through Jamaica system. And how about Jamaican, apart from maybe Coley, who went overseas. I don't know if Coley has his pro license. I know his leaders has an A. Maybe he has pro now. But Rudolph has one in Jamaica at the highest level. He's run a club successfully. He take Cavalier from in Bush and carry them go win Caribbean Championship. That says a lot about the person. He is a gleaner for over 20 years. And he's a chartered accountant. He has a resume. Now, should he get the job? Only if it decided now. Well, you don't decide anyway, because as Rudolph always tell me, JFF is a quasi private/public organization, so we don't have no say. But he's built his resume. And you know what? I didn't see it, but he's preparing for the job. I thought Rudolph would do something what I thought different. I thought he would have higher. I thought he would have thinking higher than coaching Jamaica. What does that mean by that? There's an opportunity for somebody from the Caribbean to get into FIFA, to get into CONCACAF and start run things and help the region do better. I thought Rudolph would want to aspire for that. He likes to be in the trenches, apparently. But I thought that Jamaica has been poor, atrocious in how we have influenced the region in football. Right? We have no say in CONCACAF. We have 30-something. Somebody sent me something I have to laugh. We have 30-something. We have 30-something members of CONCACAF. The rest of the region are about 1 foot, and we can't get nothing done. We are awful. I thought he would do this because I don't think the president has any desire to progress in that organization. I'll get to FIFA. We need another Jack Warner, but not one only for themselves, one who believes in the region, want to help the region. So I think Rudolph would want to do that, but apparently not. All right. Sorry, Joseph Brown. I take that about Joseph Brown. But I don't think schoolboy football is the basis or criteria to make assessment. I just don't. I think we've done a poor job in schoolboy football preparing players for life after high school. But I understand your point, Joseph Brown. So I stand corrected. I apologize. Tafari says, how Jamaica going to be a help for coaches when the national team playing like that? Speed, experiences coaching, Cavaliers and McLaren is washed up. What are we doing? One or lose it up? Great question, Odell. So let me just say this. Rudolph not giving up Cavaliers. Unless he become the national team coach, then he have to figure that out. As assistant coach, he not give up Cavaliers. He may give up being chair of the technical committee. He's not giving up Cavaliers. That ain't happening. It ain't happening. Too much money in the Cavaliers to make much to go coach Jamaica. Now, if he becomes the national team coach, where he can get paid, wait there something. If Rudolph become national team coach, him not take top of money, people. Him not take top of money. Because when he play Agramson, 500,000-600,000, when I pay this coach about 400,000 or 500,000, him not take top of money. Because him know the process run. So that should be an interesting one. But he's positioning himself for the role of it's very clear actually. So let's talk reality a little bit, people. For any coach to succeed at international level, there needs to be trust. You have to have alignment between you and your assistants and the administration. Clear roles and responsibilities. You can't have say me I do this and me I do that. And you have to have a shared vision. You have to all pull in the same direction. You can't pull in different directions. I agree, Gunners. Him not get up. If you become national team coach, you're gonna be a little bit interesting how that works. If you put in some kind of trust, you see like how the Crystal Palace owner that get them in trouble. And he owns Leon, and he was the majority owner for Crystal Palace. And him saying now I'm on control of Crystal Palace because Steve Parish run Crystal Palace, even though we know so that's a bunch of nonsense. Maybe put Cavaliers in that trust and figure something out. He have coaches there for a long time now. He didn't trust some of them, but Cavaliers are making money, and Cavaliers are do well, and him getting prominence from Cavaliers. I don't know that work. But let's think about it. If the coach is thinking short-term qualification, and somebody is applying for long-term role, that not gonna work, you know. That's a problem. So McLaren expect to leave the job come in the World Cup, and then Speed out did it for the long term. They might have conflict, so they'll have to make sure they clearly define their relationship, quietly or publicly. Maybe both, actually. They have to define their relationship. The roles and responsibilities have to be clearly delineated. There can't be any ambiguity between what each person is going to be doing. And let's think about the players, because we haven't talked about the players. So you have players like Bailey, Blake, Reed, Antonio, Lowe, and then the Godson, Mason Greenwood. Top professionals who still being coached by very seasoned coaches and a clear coaching hierarchy. So imagine being coached by someone who just come into the boardroom and who have influence outside of the touchline. That's a very challenging situation of people. And people realize how difficult that is, you know. When players who don't trust the administration, how will they accept Rudolph? No, knowing Rudolph, you just fire all of them, you know. We know Rudolph. You just fire all of them. How are they going to view Speed as a coach? Or they view him as a JFF eyes and ears? But you need to come a friend game in a Gunners. Friend game, you know. And you need to come never have some of the more stronger personalities, like a Blake and a Lowe Panet. There are different personalities than they know. Or Antonio, different personalities. Yeah, he was there observing and assessing. And he may have made a decision when he was there, you know what? Maybe better than a coach. Every people, if you say that happen, you know. Rudolph probably go, you need to come and say, you know what? That man I know him at the star. I can't trust someone with my team. May I take it over? When the players get conflicting message or sense internal politics, it will weaken the team. McLaren was hired on a short term, right? Take Jamaica to the 2026 World Cup. He's not on a 5-year contract. He's a qualifier. So a fixer in a sense. So a tournament coach, even though the last tournament coaching was when he went to England, he failed miserably. So what happens when, after the qualifiers, McLaren gone, Jamaica need a coach. One cheaper than McLaren, but not much cheaper. I mean, Rudolph is not taking the monkey money. So I think Rudolph is being positioned to step in as soon as McLaren leave. So when I used to talk to Rudolph about succession planning done already. So I mean, now have the vision. I mean, that vision done. The succession planning was done. It was Rudolph. Succession plan. He's the succession. He's the succession planner. So basically, how that works, huh? Rudolph on the bench with insider knowledge, get more respect. Go have enough local support. Because Maverick support him already. Rudolph understand the international arena much more now. Rudolph having pedigree from coaching Cavalier when I'm doing a CONCACAF. Rudolph know the region more. JFF respect Rudolph. Rudolph have a pro license now. Wait. This go help him with the pro license of people. Him being assistant to on a national international team, I help with the pro license, Right? Help with the pro license. This structure can work, but only if everybody play them role the right way. McLaren leads the team. Speed provides support, not pressure. JFF stays transparent and consistent. And players see unity, not division. But I'll say this, though. From what I've seen from McLaren, as I said before, I fire McLaren. Anybody go tournament with 2 midfielder people, big tournament like Gold Cup, I have 2 midfielder, I fire him. And knowing Speed's ego, it will be difficult for him. Imagine people, the coach at about say, we should do, because Speed a transition coach, a kick and run coach, McClaren. He going to hit me saying, that's my transition coach. Imagine Speed say, you know what, we got to really leverage the skill set of our team, play transition football, and McLaren one player, when call it position football, but don't know him do. That's challenging people. How does that work? When McLaren up on the board, I try to out there what I want to do, and Rudolph said, okay, now you getting him that. And I back on and say, you getting that. Hey, Lou, you know, say, how you getting that? That make no sense, Lou. Eh? That may not understand how that works there. And Rudolph may be right. So I think McLaren has been a failure so far. But then how do you communicate that and get change if he's right? Because you may go against the coach doesn't mean you're wrong, It may just mean that you from what you know and what you learn, because Rudolph go to school, He might go to school, he might have the practical knowledge, so he must say, that don't make no sense. Or the players relax with the enemy. Is he the enemy? I don't know. One thing Rudolph did really well people don't seem to realize Rudolph was never around the team, people. When you go tournament, like when I went to St. Louis, I don't know St. Louis. When I went to Dallas, I was in St. Louis, but I didn't go by the team in St. Louis. I saw Chung. I saw what the new Gensek, Roy Simpson. I saw the president. I not see no Rudolph. I probably London the only time Rudolph go around the team. Rudolph to go around the team. So people in the chat, do you think Rudolph is being positioned to take over the team? So you can say A, yes, it's a succession planning. B, no, just adding coaching experience, expertise. C, only if McLaren fails. And D, I don't trust the JFF intentions at all. So again, A, it's a clear succession. I'm just dropping that chat. A, clear succession planning. B, just adding coaching expertise. C, only if McLaren fails. And D, I don't trust JFF intentions at all. You can only have one. So me get enough A by all over the place. And Unseen, why am I not surprised at you, Unseen? You're so predictable. You're so predictable. Lord, Unseen is predictable. And by the way, people, don't forget to hit the like button, Don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to go watch my video, people. I just dropped the track and field video. Go watch the video, people. Don't panic silence me now watch Kranky no more, but track and field now watch it. Go and watch the track and field video. I think it's a good thing. I think it makes a lot of sense. Well, if I say so myself, since I'm the one who dropped it. So let me see what we have here. We have enough B. And by the way, you know what? I ran a poll. I should look it up actually. I ran a poll for Rudolph being the national head coach. I haven't gone there yet. You can go look at it and tell me, people. Since me busy, as I know. But it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. A lot of people weren't having it. A lot of people were not having it. But no, I think Rudolph is in a really good slot to become the head coach of the national team. Right? Really good spot to become head coach. All right, so I did drop it. I have 133 votes. So I have a poll I dropped in the in my polling that I did on Kranky Live. And the question was, should the JFF add Rudolph Speid to Steve McClaren's coaching staff? 133 people voted. 80% said no, 20% said yes. So 1 in 5 says yes, 4 in 5 says no, he should be added. Interesting. So the people who voted, which is 133, are not supportive of the decision. And as Rudolph would say, when we make a decision, we do. Rudolph is not doing any. I know this for a fact. Let me just say this. Rudolph now do not interview on YouTube. Even though I did see him on a YouTube channel. Did I see my YouTube channel not too long ago? I think Rudolph is staying away from the media. I don't think Rudolph is going to be in the media forum. But Rudolph, if you're out there listening, I would love you on the channel. You can answer some of these questions that we're asking. Right? Because think about these people. If just think about the scenario. McLaren, who I must admit I am not supportive of, he's sitting on there with the players trying to explain something and diagram some things. And Rudolph in the background, no, say them and attack nonsense. What am I do? Say nothing? Or when they go into the coaches meeting, because coaches have their meeting with their assistants. How is it going to work if Rudolph says, no, I don't agree with you. We got to do X, Y, Z. Or you got to pick this player. Because no, Rudolph can't say no pick players, can't part of the assistant coach, a part of the selection process. So him all involved in picking players. That's going to be interesting, people. Does he pick his players or some other players? How does that work? Now, I'll say this because I had a discussion with Rudolph, and I can say it. Rudolph is very supportive of Premier League players in the team, right? Even championship players. I'm not sure I don't think he has the same respect for players who are playing below championship level. And there are people in Jamaica who believes that League 1 and League 2 are at JPL level. Now, in my view, JPL is probably, if I think about England League, England have about 7 different leagues, go to National League, 1, 2, 3, about National League. Now about 7 tiers, or maybe a little bit more. I said JPL is about the 6th tier, in my view. 5th or 6th tier. Speid is always his boss. We are talking about Owen. Speid is always his boss. What do you mean? You think Speid, hey, there's some people. And those of you who have engaged with Rudolph, not to me. So Unseen, Unite Chat, Unseen. And Gunners, Unite Chat, Gunners. No, they engage with Speid. Rudolph can't report into nobody. Me not see that. Rudolph is a manager. He's not a managee. I don't think that will work. If you have a conversation with Rudolph, you get it. He's not. I don't see how Rudolph can work for somebody at this point in his life, though. You not see it. JPL lower than League 1, but we should aim higher. Now it is lower than League 1. Kranky, you should get on the list that the coach send to the people that reach out to the players if possible, because I'm not convinced about the selections. That's hard to do, actually. I had a problem though with that because I heard Maverick on his program talking to Rudolph about that, and I did call out Rudolph about that by saying this: look, Rudolph made it seem like he wouldn't have selected the squad and have the deficiency in the midfield, but I'm sure the JFF got the list before it went public. So my question to the JFF and all their board members, some of them who are footballers, and Rudolph, why wasn't that called out before? Because YouTubers called it out. I'm sure I called it out numerous times before I didn't hear Maverick call it out. Never hear Maverick call it out, but weapon in program when the squads were selected before he go Cup. Never hear the man call it out. All of a sudden they become genius afterward. People like Maverick after some become genius after the fact, after we done call it out and say they make no sense. You know that work. Give me 1 second there. Give me 1 second. I gotta connect you. Give me a second. Nope. Give me a second. I messed up. I took the Bluetooth off, so let me put it on. And then it's yours. Go ahead. Who am I talking to?
No, go ahead and finish your point. This is Cataract.
So Cataract, I was told the other day that somebody complained that you're hijacking the program. So maybe you 10 minutes. Not one person, more than one, by the way. So maybe you 10 minutes. We can't make it just talk all night. So the floor is yours for 10 minutes. Shut up. It's 20. It's 40. No, it's 8:40. So I'm give you 10 minutes. So we don't talk. This floor is yours.
No, it's hilarious because I normally call you when I'm about to leave out to go play the song. So I don't listen. The little bad mind people, them can go on bad mind. I'm catching bits and pieces of the program. I saw your highlight. I want to reiterate again. The last time we spoke was about 10 minutes, and then you had to end, and I had to dash off. So I'm going to give you my overall picture. You asked a question. Again, I've been consistent since the start of this year, and I'll say it to you again. Next year, July, World Cup, Jamaica will qualify, and the head coach walking out on that opening day will be Rudolph Speid. Later. Mark it down again, because some man have take my talk and then say them a profit. Right? But that is absolutely clear. I know you admitted that you had your sources misinformed you because you can.
No. Let me just, before you go any further, I'm going to continue 10 minutes, but take 30 seconds. The person I spoke to, I won't say who I spoke to. I thought they had big aspirations. I thought Rudolph had a higher calling. That's all I'll say.
The president, yeah, he will be president. He will want to be president after, but his resume will say the first Jamaican, the coach at the World Cup, and then he'll campaign and be president and try to be president.
No. He's gonna coach a team. No, he's gonna coach a team. He told no. He told you know what he told us. You know what he told us when Ricardo interviewed him, and when he was interviewed by whoever that lady is, that the Trinidadian lady. He basically said that the teams, all junior team and senior teams, should be coached by local coaches, right? He's the most qualified local coach. So go ahead.
No, he's not.
He's the most qualified local coach.
No, he's not. Oh, please.
Who's the most qualified local coach? That's in Jamaica. That's in Jamaica.
The most qualified local coach is Theodore Whitmore. Theodore Whitmore has coached at club level, at Caribbean level, meaning Caribbean Cup level, and he has coached an international team. And he has coached a team to go to final.
Okay, fine. So let me just say this again. Repeat. Wait. We're talking about somebody who's positioned for the national team, because Theodore Whitman and coach national team again.
Okay, again, I say this. The most accomplished local coach is Theodore Whitmore.
Yes. You're right. You're right. Well, yes, you're right.
I don't want nobody small up or size up, because I have seen other coaches come and did not, including Hal Grimson, who I had a lot of time for Hal Grimson. He couldn't make the final of the Gold Cup. And Theodore did that when resources were scarce. So
yeah.
I just put that out there, right? The two most, they all go. I'm glad that the four of them have gone up to get their pro license. Congratulations. But it means that they're all at the same level, except that one coach has international experience. The other one will be fiddling. I tell you what, with Mr. Speid, or Rudolph, as you like to call him, I don't, man as I think there. He's the chairman of the technical committee, and he has selected the wrong coaches for all our national teams in his tenure. Every coach he has fired, who he hired, and who him don't fire themselves. The successful coaches that he had, Paul Hall was working on something, and we could all see where Paul Hall was going with it. I'm not 100% a fan of what Paul Hall did, because I believe Paul Hall made the gross error that has led to the decimation of our midfield, right? the replacement of Anthony Grant with Kevin Stewart was just a ridiculously bad, poorly thought out move. However, we could see the sort of attacking brand of football that he was trying to bring to bear. Hallgrimson, we saw the defensive football which Hallgrimson brought to bear. And listen, I support a lower league team in England, right? Defensive football is what keeps us in the Premier League or in the Championship. So I have a lot of time for coaches that have defensive structure and the discipline in the team, maintain the shape of the team, hit teams on the break, put the ball in the back of net, and get the result and accomplish your overall goal. So I had a lot of time for Harry Hardwess, me, Cataract. I had a lot of time for Theodore Whitmore. However, I thought that there was a lot of interference and a lot of things outside of the coaching that couldn't make. You can't have the head of the technical committee and the head coach don't exchange a word in English to each other. Hate each other to the bone. That's a toxic environment of which nothing good could have come out of.
Yeah, and Cataract, 1 second. I think also people, the engagement model about how some Jamaicans operate and engage, when they get coaching, I hope they get coaching about how to build relationships, how to engage, how to manage. And not manage in terms of manage a football team, how to manage people. Because it's a problem, right? You hear me talk about the situation before around people may not like each other, still do business. A lot of people locally struggle with that. Go ahead, Cataract. They struggle.
Again, you're 100% on the line. So my new name is Cataract, aka the hijacker. But yeah, they do struggle. They do struggle. You are correct, and particularly in Jamaica, somebody not like it, they just sabotage. Yep. We, including me, Cataract. If you don't like it, I have nothing to do with you. No want nothing with you. So I am as Jamaican as Jamaicans come where that is concerned. You understand? But I give you the end product that next year, September, we are likely to lose all 3 of our group games and go out of the competition in the same way that happened in the Gold Cup. That's what's likely to happen with Rudolph Speid at the game.
But we don't know, right? I am not beating Speid about. Look, we should give Speid his credit. Speid has invested in himself, people. This is very important for everybody in the chat who may not think about these things. He has invested in himself. It takes time to go take those coaching licenses. It takes time to go to those courses and study and get from one. It takes time and effort and investment and ambition. It does. It does.
Yes.
Now, do we agree that he should be? There's a different story. There's a different question. But he has invested in himself. So you can't beat him for that.
No, nobody who can beat him for aiming to get the highest level of education.
Yeah.
Nobody can do that. Or the coaching, the education and the qualification.
Yeah.
I'm saying that is an excellent move. I'm happy for all 4 coaches. I really am. I would have loved to see Jeremy and Jerome Waite. And frankly, a coach who I would love to see.
Who was Waite the coach under 20? Was Waite the one who coached under 20?
Yeah, the one that they parachuted in at the last minute.
Then give basket with walls to carry water.
It's not even a basket, bro.
It never had no bottom. Never no bottom. The water just drop out.
No bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
And somebody who I think should invest in themselves and take the time to invest in themselves is Admiral Bailey. I really think Admiral should get on those coaches and educate himself up. Because I'll tell you something about Admiral Bailey and Theodore Whitmore. Those are 2 coaches I've observed in the league, right? Tapper wasn't in the league for a while because he was coaching the national team. Players will run through a brick wall for Tapper. He's a player's coach. Say whatever deficiency he has, and he does have quite a few as a coach, But one of the ones that you can say he's a player's coach. Them man, they were dead for the field trying for top up.
So do you know if Speid is a player's coach or not?
I don't know what kind of coach Speid is. Really, I have no information.
But here's one thing, Cataract.
I just know everybody hates.
So I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes, and then me have to cut you off. Let me say this, Cataract. Rudolph has won the JPL with the youngest team in the JPL, doesn't he? Year after year, right?
No, he doesn't win a year after year, but he has won it.
He's won it like 2 or 3 times in the last 4 years, right?
Right.
So I'm saying, if you're going to do it with the youngest team, bunch of school, just come with a schoolboy football, basically. It does say a lot about the person. Because you're playing against grown men and one players and spend enough money and still can't win and coach by top or two. No, I'm not taking no side on this. I'm just tell you facts.
It also says a lot about the level of the football in the JPL. Also.
Yes. The level of football is not great.
And he benefits from I would like to see the Jamaica Premier League be a league, right? A 28-game league with the 14 teams play each other, and then you have a competition like the FA Cup.
You have a 14 teams at 26 game, right? But anyway, I'm picky. Go ahead.
Oh, 26 games. I'm sorry. I apologize.
26, 24.
I tell you what I would do. It's 26. I tell you what I would do. I would include an under 20 team. The national under 20 team should also play in the league. You understand?
Yeah.
Development. Because we don't have an under 20 competition, a reasonable one. And even though they may lose, the experience they would get if they played over, let's say, 3 years in the league would be invaluable for the 2030 World Cup. Right? Those 23, 24-year-olds at that time would have massive experience in big man football. But I will take my few minutes and ask you, have you deeply examined the conflict of interest where this is concerned?
There's no conflict in Jamaica. There's no conflict.
There's no conflict.
Jamaica doesn't have conflicts.
What are you talking about?
You have conflicts in countries and organizations which believe that if you and I are relatives, every position that there's conflict where you believe in a country where, as someone told me, everybody have conflict. So then, if everybody have conflict, you don't have conflict. If everything, wait, let me just say this now. No. If everybody have conflict, you don't have conflict. It's normalized behavior. I saw somebody from the JFF, and me I bun you out for this too. I've never heard you mention it. I saw somebody from the JFF at one PMP rally the other day. My mouth opening close up to now. Because me always the people always tell me, say, boy, JLP no like the JFF, JLP no send the JFF. I said, nonsense not that, man. I'm saying, Chunga work for the JLP now. But me see the man talk about comrade. One of your comrade, them big man at JFF.
But
so everybody have conflict. Everybody have conflict, people.
99% of the person in the JFF are comrades in football. In netball.
So why JP go support Jamaica? Jamaica tribal. Yeah.
Allow me. And I'm saying a lot of that came from the influence of Portia Simpson Miller when she was Minister of Sport. She never let go of that portfolio, even when she was Prime Minister. Right?
Yeah.
She has a deep and close relationship with the sporting bodies. The head of the J3 ran for the PNP ticket, Warren.
So the country's one big conflict? One big conflict.
That's outside.
Which other major country where these people have these conflicts? The conflicts are everywhere. They didn't know if it turn.
Stop.
Wait. I called this out with the Prime Minister when I did an assessment of a situation with the Integrity Commission and the conflicts he have in the government when he hire people who work for him and work with him and partner with a part-time government. The conflict is pervasive and it starts at the top of the house to permeate throughout the organization. So Rudolph is conflicted up to him Gazoo, but Rudolph will tell us other people are conflicted too. So where you pick on him? Where you pick on him? I'm telling you, where you pick on him?
That is the classic one. The police pull you over speeding, and you go, yo, the man not the X5 did that speed too, so why you pull me over?
No,
Is that a defense for anything?
You're trying to normalize things in Jamaica, and it's not normal, it's abnormal.
Just let me say this to you. If you go to work in a bank in Jamaica, there is a question on there that says, do you have a relative that works within this financial institution? If yes, at what level?
That's because in normal countries, normal environment. No, but I'm telling you, cataract. Jamaica is not normal. Jamaica is not normal.
We have 1.4 million people of working age, right? And therefore, you will have some cross matters. But you clearly can't have the head of the audit department and the CEO is his wife.
That's true.
Or
you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You can, but you shouldn't.
You can't. You violate all kind of international.
Rudolph has been doing it with the JFF from day one, and FIFA come look for them and say nothing. People like Kranky, I try to bring it up all the time, and Rudolph get tired of me. I bring it up all the time.
So let me say what people who have integrity do, right? They state clearly your conflict. If you state clearly and say, look, I am a member of the PNP, and I've been in an organization and led an organization, and I declare so that a man know that when I make a decision, I'm likely to, if you were in government, and when the JP came and them fire my ass, that's why I don't ever going back to the 95 again, and nobody think. If Porsche bring me in this madness, I work 95, I saw him play, right? However, you have to declare. And if things become to a particular...
No, but he said he declared. No, he said he has declared.
When?
So when he and I had the back and forth... Listen, listen to me. Cataract, listen to me.
Was in denial.
Cataract, listen to me. I'm just telling you the story, Cataract, right? So I'm not comfortable with those conflicts. Let me be honest. I'm not comfortable. And I've said it numerous times. But what he said is that they have a conflict register. They put the conflict in there, and it just disappeared by osmosis. And that's why I complain about that they don't manage the conflict. And he said FIFA has come, and FIFA know the situation. And it was my understanding that, look, the president is the one who has to address those conflicts. Prezi has to address those conflicts for them to be managed appropriately. Rudolph has conflicts, but he will tell you that other people, he will tell you that he's not the only person who have conflicts in Jamaica. A lot of people have conflicts, and there are probably people in the JFF who have conflicts. And the conflicts seem to be something that people live with. So what are you going to do? I could talk to them blue in the face. It ain't changing. Cataract, you have 1 more minute left. What's your final say?
When you took up my minute telling me about Rudolph Speid,
Cataract, I gave you 10 more minutes extra. Yeah, it's complain about in a minute.
No, man. No, but hold on. No, man, I'm complaining. What time is it? What time is it? No,
2 minutes to 9. And it's supposed to finish from 8:50.
All right, good. So let me say this. The thing of integrity to do, you can't hire yourself. And this has been I think this court it went to, I think back in the day with Vin Lawrence, when they had the PNP fat cat salary scandal, right? Where they said there was a shortage of very competent engineers. If you know about Vin Lawrence, he's a serious engineer, right? A key man in PJ's thing. And the people who looked at it, including the court and stuff, said, you can't have a chairman, an executive chairman. You can't be the chairman and the CEO and the executive director. It's one of the things you can't hire yourself and you can't manage yourself. You have to split the role. He's the director of the board. Then he's also the chair of the technical committee, and the technical committee reports to the damn board.
So here's the question though: Will he retain the role when he becomes assistant coach? We gotta wait and see that, right?
He probably retain the role of the man opening the door because he's not letting up anything.
Well, we have to wait
have
and
to
see,
let
people.
go.
We can come back and talk about it if that's the case. I think he's going to give up. It's my understanding he's going to give up that role.
He's going to give up the role of sitting on the board.
I don't know about sitting on the board.
But the board hires the coach.
I know.
The technical committee makes a recommendation, and it is the board that signs off. So listen, when you see one signature, it goes, you're signing on behalf of the board of directors, right? You can't have 14 people sign. So in effect, he will be signing his own contract. Part of the body that will be signing his own contract. How does that work? In what universe is that all right?
So we have to wait and see how this flushes out when he becomes the assistant coach, which I think is going to happen. We have to wait and see, will he retain his previous position, or is he just assistant coach now? Because you gotta remember, he still owns Cavaliers, and he still runs Cavaliers, so that conflict will only manifest itself more. I've said this the other day too, which is, I don't know how you can be a coach on a national team and you still run another team. How is that when players are selected? How does that work? Because right now we know McLaren live in England. He don't know to play them. He don't know to play them. He has known them since then. He still doesn't know them.
It's unfair to some of the players, because if you were Cavalier and you have some talent and you get selected, there's a cloud of the nepotism and the conflict.
But it also may be unfair to some of the Cavaliers players, because you may be good enough and you don't get selected because your coach is part of the coaching staff, right? It goes both ways, actually. It goes both ways.
No, come on.
It's possible, Ketrak, because the level of scrutiny is so much. You're going to have outcry from the other teams. You're going to have outcry from the general public.
It's just bad.
Huh?
It's just bad. It's just, look here. Think of McLaren. Or think of you. You've invited me onto this program, right?
Yeah. No, you invited yourself, but keep going.
Hold on. You've invited me before. You've asked me to come on.
Yes. I've invited you before. Yes.
And if I was your boss that you're accounting for,
that would never happen, but go ahead. That never happened.
Hold on. It's a scenario that I'm painting. It's a scenario.
I know it's a scenario, man. Lighten up. I know it's a scenario. Go ahead.
Or if I hire if I hire you to do my audit.
Yes.
Right? And then when I'm on the bench, and you look at me and say, that accident BCC, you have to tell me foolish things when you have to become busy on the field. What happens tomorrow morning in our other business? You call me in the office and say, hi, Cataract, Kranky, your contract is terminated. How does McLaren reprimand his assistant? How does he write an evaluation and a report and says, my assistant, coach Rudolph Speid advised me foolishly to make 3 ill-advised substitutions. And then Rudolph takes up the report and says, I'm evaluating it. Oh, what you said about me? Just stop and think. Why are we even having this discussion?
I don't think it would exactly work that way, but I get the point you're trying to make, which is how does the coach challenge Rudolph's perspective decision, and how does the coach refuse Rudolph, given the role that Rudolph plays?
Oh, you put it nicely.
But that's how it is. That's how it is.
Fired tomorrow. You tell me to put on busy. Put on busy, because busy need one more cap. So this is, and no disrespect to busy, right? If he needs one more captain to get into a League 2 team in England, and you say to him, yo, put on busy right now, because the window is coming up to an end, and busy must get the cap, otherwise the window closes. And we have a World Cup qualifiers, the only thing that we have in the window. You compromise in a national team, you have to stay away. It's not
no, and what you're bringing out is examples of where the conflict can manifest itself and become a problem. Now, some people would negate and say that doesn't make any sense, that would never happen, but it can happen.
Of course it can happen.
It can happen.
The final thing I'd say as we end, there are competent assistants. I have called out 2 who I believe will fulfill the role in different ways. Miguel Coley, who is the most qualified Jamaican coach as we speak right now. And if you don't like Miguel Coley, or you don't think so, there's Darren Moore. The two, and those are two players whose track record, or two coaches, sorry, whose track record can stand up to scrutiny.
Yeah, but Darren may be too expensive. I don't know how much Rudolph going to get paid for assistant. Maybe their Jeff should disclose how much Rudolph will get paid. That'd be good. But I don't know.
That will never happen.
Huh?
That will never happen.
No.
Do you know that FIFA? Do you know that FIFA or CONCACAF? When they brought in Paul Hall in an effort to really undermine and fire Theodore Whitney, right? Or set the stage to fire Theodore Whitney. That most of his salary was paid for by CONCACAF.
Yeah. But the Jeff it was brought then. They don't have money.
No, that's how we were able to afford it. CONCACAF bends over backward. FIFA wants Jamaica in a World Cup. You think having Bob Marley in a World Cup isn't a commercial success for them? The teams that they want there, although we never ever get there, right? But they did everything that they could, and I have no reason to believe that with the strings of power and who backs who, the backdoor channel to Infantino and what's his name, they say we have this block of votes. We want you to pay. Darren Moore, sorry, a little bit of money, man.
Yeah, but I don't think Jamaica's thinking. Look, I think Jamaica wants local coaches to run the national teams, junior teams and senior team. They want local coaches, locally born coaches, locally developed coaches, local coaches who reside on the island. A lot of people in Jamaica, including people like the media, they want that. Then you see when they were interviewing Speed, what they were asking the question, they were asking position the question. They want that. They want local people to run local things. They don't want no foreigners, no overseas, no diaspora, no foreigners can run them things. They want to run them one thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying you got to make sure you have qualified people running your organizations, whether they're local or not. If you don't have enough quality locally to do it, then you find somebody else. But I'm not averse to a local person. Just got to be qualified to be able to do so.
And neither am I. However, I'm saying to you that the pool is very small. It's not even a pool. It's a pothole with a little bit of water in it.
Oh, okay.
And really and truly, it would be outside of Rudolph Speid. It would be Theodore Whitmore. That's it. Not anybody else.
But Whitmore was coach for what? Like in between two stints, about 13 years, a long time, you know. For anybody to coach a national team that long, it's a long time, you know. And part of it was he did well. But so part of it was they didn't have to pay him a ton of money. It was easy. In fact, I think Whitmore should be owed back pay. He was underpaid significantly, especially given what he accomplished with the national team. I won a witness record, did well in the Gold Cup multiple years. He was significantly underpaid, like he was working for free.
Basically, he was working for food or gas money.
Yeah,
because he lived in Mobay. Lived in Mobay. He wasn't given no car, no company car, even though we have a deal with Suzuki, with Stewart's Auto. Come on, man. The way they dealt with Tapper, I will forever say this. Because I'm a man stand on principle, I'm a stand for something. Tapper has his deficiencies. And he will yet to explain to me what flying him head in the 88th minute in Mexico. When him substitute out Andre Grant.
Jesus, Lord have mercy. We thought people, let me stop right there. So this is the end of the evening, people. It's the end of the evening. Cataract, this is the end of the evening. Cataract, it was great having you. It was great having you, Cataract. Go play your DJ thing. Go play your DJ thing. But people, they give him half hour. Cataract, I appreciate it. I appreciate you as you just. I appreciate you as you just. Best of.
But I wish the team well, and an exciting prospect is coming from the Premier League.
You know, Cataract, y'all are fraud, you know, Cataract. You're fraud, you know. That's how I'm gonna say. Is that right? No, you're fraud. It's okay. You can't drop that name there. I don't know. I don't know. I must admit, I don't know who you're talking about. Given that you have mentioned is not the person that I know, so I don't know who that person is.
No, it's not. It's somebody way out of.
So can you tell me if it's a forward, midfielder, or a defender?
that we didn't know. Actually, he utility. He doesn't play forward. utility.
Is utility the only utility player I know who I'm bringing my team right now is the kid from West Ham, Kai Walker-Peters. Left back, right back, midfield. That's the only player I see who I'd love to have in the team because he's versatile.
You know, but me, the man arrived in the team when Mikel had told him to leave the team to rot it. So Mikel can't conquer him by head 2 times. That's what upset me the most. I would really want to have that player, but I don't think his head is in it for Jamaica. And
oh, you mean Kai Walker? Yeah. You got a 3-year contract though.
His head is not in it.
Yeah, if his head not in it, then stay with him there. We can't push him and force him.
If you notice, I don't raise his name. I don't raise his name. You know, I think McLaren and Tyreek Mitchell and Rico Henry are sufficient enough.
That's probably true, but he's a very I think he can play midfield. Seriously,
he's a damn good right back.
Yeah, he can play midfield. He's versatile play midfield. He's good.
A decent left back.
Yes.
Right, and that saves you 1 seat on the plane. So that would mean we would only need to carry 3 wing backs.
Yeah, no, he's a good player. All right, Cataract. You run past your time. I mean, I forgot done in the next 10 minutes. So, appreciate the Cataract as usual, sir. And provide that name to me at some point because that's not fair for you to hold on to that name. All right, bless up.
You'll see that player when he's a doubt that he runs out. But
all right, bless up.
There are players in the Premier League who we have not even thought about. I didn't even know this player, brother.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure they may not have the, you know what we look at? The physical appearance. And we don't realize sometimes people are mixed, right? So that's sometimes part of the issue that we have.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So
Bless.
Man, and I slap them, you know what I mean?
Man.
For the weekend.
All right, sir. Bless up. That was Cataract people. 10 minutes became half an hour as usual. Okay, Cataract don't know 10 minutes. But I'm going to close the program down. So first of all, I want to say this, people. If you're here with me, that means you want to be here of your own volition. That means you should hit the like button. Right? You should hit the like button. Secondly, we went through all the plus and minuses as to why Rudolph Speid, who we know is going to be the assistant coach, that's not even in doubt anymore. How that will work out is going to be very interesting. As I said before, I think Rudolph has some pluses and some minuses. The pluses are he has invested in himself. He has spent time learning his craft. He's had some level of success, even though nothing else I can't have yet. And he'll be learning more as become the assistant coach in the national team. But the challenge I see there is I don't know how, if he and McLaren don't agree, how that will work. Does McLaren have the autonomy to override Speid, or does he just acquiesce to Rudolph? Secondly, Rudolph does have some conflicts, which are a problem. Now, if you talk to Rudolph, he'll say other people have conflicts, and I'm picking on him about his conflicts. But the conflicts are pervasive. You can't own a team, can't coach a team, can't have everything but a team, and then you run a national team. I mean, I didn't know Rudolph understand, say, Rudolph probably get over it. But I mean, I understand I'm ambitious, I want to do different things, but the conflicts are huge. And that's what you see happening to Crystal Palace in Europe, where they're the owner who say him to have no control about Crystal Palace or Leon, but he can't play Europa League because they're saying conflicts them. You can't have 2 teams playing in the same league. That's like Rudolph have run the national team and I run him team. So his players may be disadvantaged, and people think it's going to be more of an advantage because he may have players in his team who want to play with the national team, and people say you can't put too much of your players in the national team, even though you're winning. So he's got to think about the negative associated with him and the national team versus just the positives for him. The question Amen is asking is Speid replacing Meron? Speid may be replacing Trevor Sinclair. I may not be replacing anybody. He may just be in the team for some reason. Without maybe just add addition to the staff. Because maybe they were going to add the gentleman that went to the US, Simpson. So he may just be an addition versus a replacement. I don't have any confidence in the coach. I'm not telling a lie. So the JFF may believe, you know what? We made a mistake in our hiring. We cannot admit the mistake, but we can try to correct it by putting someone who we trust from the organization who believe have certain skill sets, management skill sets, and coaching ability to work with the coach to get to a good place. Because as Rudolph has said, and others have said, it's probably the best Jamaican team we have had in a long time. And this team should be playing better and doing better. Bless up Avery. Hope things are well. This team should be playing better, doing better, is better. And right now, that's not the case. Right? That's not the case. Team is struggling big time. Struggled throughout the World Cup qualifiers, even though we have got to the final round, was atrocious in the Gold Cup. And even though we're bringing in some more new players, you still need somebody at the top who they respect and who can position the team to be successful. And right now, I'm going to be honest, I don't see that. So hopefully Rudolph is an addition and a good one and will help to. So here's the funny thing about this. Rudolph is in a win-win situation of people. It's a win-win. So if Rudolph go in and then fear him can say, no, me now, at the coach, me just assistant, me not run things. Coach make decision, me have to go with it. Even though me and the coach is boss in some respects. If they're successful, them can say, well, it's my addition that brought that success. That's very obvious. So Rudolph in a no-lose situation. And then if they're successful, either way, I'm going to get the job for the head coach, whether they're successful or not. Can be successful, him get the praise. They're not successful, him say, you know what? I won't make a decision. I should replace him. So I'm a good spot in me now. You can't lose Rudolph. Good place there. If I'm near Rudolph, I'll take the job too. If me can get with it, I'll take the job. Conflict or no conflict, I'll take the job. Because as Rudolph tell me, I'm a nationalist. He want the country to do well. It's all about his country. So, and he's probably seeing some deficiencies in the coaches that we all have seen. And I've said before, when Rudolph went to England, that was to assess the coach, Don't get it wrong. Rudolph always tell you, part of his job is to assess these coaches and provide a report into the board and the organization. My only question has been is this, and I've said this numerous times, and I'm going to close with this, which is, who assesses the assessor? I'm going to repeat that, people. Who assesses the people in the JFF who are doing the assessment, especially when the organization is failing in some respects or not doing well? So we can always blame the coach how we want to know. But sometimes you're only as good as your administrators because they provide a platform and give you the setup and the tools and the requirement to allow you to do well. And if you don't have the right structure around you a lot of times, you can fail. Even though I'm not care what kind of structure McLaren have, I think you still struggle. But yeah, let's see what happens going forward, people. So anyway, let me just say this. First of all, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. This is not the last show on Rudolph, because as things progress, I get closer to September, and Rudolph become much more entrenched in the organization. We'll have to have more conversation and more show. And by the way, Rudolph, if you're in the chat, I know sometimes you don't watch my program, but sometimes you watch it. I would love to have you on my channel to have a dialogue, an engagement, a conversation about some of these matters. Because one thing is Rudolph, Rudolph is a very confident man. I was going to use another word, but I'll be mild. I'll use euphemism and say he's confident. He's a very confident man. So Rudolph, I know you're confident. I know right now you may not be in the public domain because sports marks are closed down. But come here, I was a company to Rudolph say, hey, you on the JFF? All I'm going to do, I talk to the traditional channel them, because them easy. They're not asking no tough question. But then again, who would want to go to an organization that asks tough question? Because if them come on YouTube will them ask them question what may be challenging. Right? So anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Truly appreciate you being here. I hope you have an excellent weekend. And two things. One is go to my Balanced View channel and go subscribe, people. Because we want to stop the social things on this channel. I just want to do sports on this channel. And secondly, I dropped a video today on track and field on this channel. Please go like the video. Please go watch the video. It's only, I think it's like 10 minutes. So it's a short watch, people. You can do something else and listen to it. Well, you need to watch it. Because we have some videos in it too. But go watch the video, people. And you can give me feedback about how you like the video, my perspective on track and field. Because people just think I'm one-dimensional. Watch everything. Watch cricket, watch football, watch track and field. Me happy a damn too. me stop play chess. But anyway, go watch it, people. Give me a feedback. Truly appreciate it. Who's gonna bodyguard the bodyguard? Yeah, I don't know who else is the assessor. Brian Burke. Hey, Brian Burke. Yeah, typical Jamaican, I don't know. When you come late, every people, the last point we make this. We go on Barry Salmon concert one time Radio City Music Hall in New York. I think the sound show will start like 8 o'clock. You know, so at 10 o'clock people are walking. And when they are walking, the curtain are closed. Because people don't play with time. And they are complaining. We just laugh and say, boy, typical Jamaican. 2 hours after the concert was starting to go there. Like I bushing in now. For the understand, so people have time, and time is money. But anyway, people, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Before you leave, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Bless up. I appreciate you. Peace out. I'm playing auto music. In Domingo, play some auto music. But I'm not playing auto music tonight. Hey, by the way, may I write a speed song. So next show me have, even me not talk about speed, me have sing me speed song. It won't be disrespectful, by the way. It'll be factual. Peace out.